Bring it.
People all over the world that would like to see how it looks inside and everything. I should have brought my water program stuff. Those are the new shirts for the new Lifeguards Baywatch show. Look, this is the tower actually you're looking at. Can people purchase those? Or?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, he just made it, but this is the tower right here.
Celebrate the revival not only of Baywatch, but of this historic building that served lifeguards for generations. We're thrilled to be giving it new life and representing lifeguards in a new way and sharing it with the world. This Venice Beach Lifeguard Headquarters will soon become the most recognized landmark, not just in Southern California, but the world. In November of 1969, this magnificent lifeguard building was completed. 5 months after it opened, in April of 1970, I showed up here as one of 15 rookie candidates to become a Los Angeles lifeguard. On that day, I met a man who changed my life, and through me, many of your lives. My rookie school teacher, lifeguard, Master Chief, and frogman, 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗦. Hal was quiet, demanding, and inspirational. For the next 8 weeks of my life, he trained my class of teenagers out of that garage right there. And on this very beach and in this water to become lifeguards. What I didn't know then was that the 3 principles he would teach me in that rookie school that served as the fundamentals of lifeguarding would lay the foundation for the stories I would tell through Baywatch years later. Those principles were: 1, teamwork. Hal said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. 2, service. If you want to make a difference in your life and the lives of others, serve others. And 3, family. Look around the classroom. He said, look to your left, look to your right. These are your new brothers. They're your new family. He was right. Even though I'm the only one out of that class still to be working, those classmates are still my very best friends in life. It's those three overwhelming and fundamental truths that grounded our original series. Thank you to my co-creator partners, 𝗥𝗘𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗦. Doug's here somewhere. Michael Burke. Somewhere. For embracing those fundamentals and creating stories around them and making the show a hit. To Matt Nix, our new creative leader. Thank you for taking those magnificent fundamentals and modernizing them, focusing on them, and developing them into an incredible new series. I could not be more proud of what you're doing. Mike, Carly, Denise, Bradley, Liz, Danny, and the whole staff, what you guys are doing just makes me so proud. I also want to thank Governor Gavin Newsom, who became a text friend of mine. His overwhelming support getting us here in Los Angeles and in California cannot be underestimated. Colleen Bell, director of the California Film Commission, was unbelievable. Fire Chief Anthony Maroney and the LA County Fire Department. Lifeguard Chief Fernando Boutier, without whom we would not be doing this. Thank you, Fernando. He started as, I was well into my 10th or 11th year when he came on, and we kind of knew he was going to be a star, and here he is, the chief. Tracy Park and the LA City Council. I had coffee with Tracy and Fernando 18 months ago, and we stacked up our hands and said, let's see if we can get this show here. Lindsay Horvath and the LA County Board of Supervisors, totally awesome. Gary Jones and the LA County Department of Beaches and Harbors, who are our neighbors in the garage over here. So you know, our set's here, Beaches and Harbors is in that garage, the lifeguards are in that garage, and we're all family. Commander Matt Kroll from the U.S. Coast Guard, our partners in the sea and the air, would be here, but we have a little DHS shutdown. So no, Commander Kroll, he wanted me to send his very best. His associates right here, thank you. To our friends of the Coast Guard. The Historical Society, of which this building is a proud member of the Historical Society. Christina Connolly, who you're going to meet shortly, tribal member and Tonga representative. Rob Wade, Michael Thorne, Brooke Bowman at Fox. Jennifer Mullen, her whole team at Fremantle. Cheryl is here. Thank you, Cheryl Bosnack, for all you've done. EPs, Mike Horowitz, Dante DiLoretto, Chad McQuay. Chad has been doing just an incredible job putting this building together. Director McGee, I'm usually over his shoulder. He's over mine today. He's going to do an awesome job. He has had a fire hose of learning these past months, and I could not be prouder with what he's brought to us. Jennifer Cooper, who led us in Fox and Fremantle in casting. Woo! The cast and crew of the old series, who got us here. The cast and crew of the new series, who are going to keep us here. Dave Blast, where's Dave? Dave Blast, who designed this whole thing. Unbelievable. His whole crew, who were here today painting, finishing until 2 o'clock this afternoon. The Army at Fox, who've welcomed us into their family, given us a home, offices, support, and built us an awesome state-of-the-art water tank. I hope Mike and John are here. They led that parade. Are they here? From Fox. Unbelievable guys. Carrie Andrews. Where's Carrie? Carrie's here. Carrie Andrews, who helped shape this thing.
Hey, Edison.
We started 18 months ago. We met each other at the airport, got on an airplane, flew to Australia. And we walked every single beach together in Sydney, and we flew to Queensland. And we walked every single beach together in Queensland. And she said, what do we need to do to keep this show in LA? And you not only did it, but you led the parade. Thank you. My wife, Kay Collins. Writer on the original series, and in 1993 she had an idea to start up a foundation called Camp Baywatch. It was a summer camp to teach swimming and water safety to inner city kids. That foundation outlived the original series and just celebrated its 33rd year. We actually bridged the gap between the first Baywatch and this one, offering children not just a summer camp, but year-round programs, seeing them through from kindergarten to college. We had 5 kids graduate with master's degrees this year. Now named A Chance for Children, Kay used 𝗕𝗔𝗬𝗪𝗔𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗦 3 fundamentals and turned them on their ears. She created a team of volunteer servants who focused on others, and that turned into family, helping literally thousands of children, and now their children, some of whom I've seen here today. And to my lifeguard family. Who knew what this task was going to be like for me from the start, for not letting me give up, for keeping my spirits up, and for reminding me every day and every time I put on my red what heroic service looks like. And that is what kept me going. It is you guys who inspire me, and you who I most want to make proud, and how you're portrayed. So, thank you. There's a lot of people that helped make this new beginning possible, and it's evidence of what it takes to get something done. A huge team pulling on the rope together. Now at the base of that rope, anchoring our new family in place, is Matt Nix. His signature is all over this new show. He's made it better than it's ever been, and I'm really proud to be working with him and amazed at what he's been able to bring to an iconic brand. So please welcome Matt Nix.
Thank you, Greg Bonann, and thank you also to Burke and Schwartz who are here. You guys got us here, so thank you. I wanted to share a little bit about my journey to becoming part of Baywatch, because I think it says a lot about why we're all here. Last year, on January 7th, I lost most of my neighborhood and part of my home to the 𝗕𝗕𝗬𝗪𝗔𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗦 fire. And the next day, my oldest son, Charlie, and I went up to our still burning street, driving past the fires. And we fought fires all day together. My wife and my daughter joined us later, helping fill buckets in the pool so that we could do what we could to save our neighborhood. We managed to save ours and our neighbor's home, but the loss was staggering. I spent the next week camping out at my house, helping neighbors and friends however I could. It was hard. But there were beautiful moments in that devastation. One was the way that the community came together, helping each other with acts of heroism, large and small. And in the wake of that disaster, my community truly became a family. Another bright spot was the dedication and commitment of the first responders. Several times a day, police officers or firefighters were knocking on my door, checking to make sure that we were all right. I have never been offered so much bottled water in my entire life. Knowing that there were so many people who cared was deeply moving. And it was that week, surrounded by fires that were still burning, that I got the call about Baywatch. And my reaction was immediate. A show about heroic responders in Los Angeles, a show about a found family that takes care of their community and each other. They didn't have to ask twice. I was in. Because that's what I was seeing all around me, and that's what Baywatch is all about. You bring up Baywatch, and people immediately talk about hot people in red bathing suits and slow motion running on the beach. And I want to make something perfectly clear to all of you. Our cast is very hot. They do wear red bathing suits. There will be slow motion running on the beach. But there's a lot more to this show than that. In a cynical time, this is a show about people who care. People who put others first. At a time when our city really needs help, Baywatch is here in Los Angeles, putting people to work and reminding our entire industry that there's a reason this was the birthplace of the film and television industry. It's where the best crews in the world are, and we do have the best crew in the world. This is where they make their homes, right here in Los Angeles. It is where actors still come to inspire and entertain and run in slow motion on the beach. Look around. Look at this day. And there is no question where Baywatch belongs. To paraphrase the famous theme song of Baywatch, forever and always, we're always here. Now I want to introduce someone who reminds us that Los Angeles isn't just an incredible place to make a show. It's a place with deep history and a story that started long before Baywatch. 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗦 has dedicated her career to preserving and protecting the cultural heritage of our region. Through her work with the 𝗥𝗘𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗦 community, she helps ensure that projects like ours respect the history and traditions that were here long before any of us arrived. There were people running on these beaches before we came. She's also someone who shares my admiration and love for the people who serve our communities, particularly our first responders. Christina brings an important perspective and connection to this place, and we're honored to have her here with us today. Please join me in welcoming 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗦.
Niha awesponeha natwanyane 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗦 hanukvatem nomki washna koi tovangar nesune matovaha. Hi, I am 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗦. I am Tongva. I am part of the first people of this area, and this area is a village site of Washna. It's my origin village site in the greater region of Tovangar. Tovangar is from Malibu to Aliso Creek, a little bit of San Bernardino, and a little bit of Riverside, and the Four Channel Islands of San Clemente, Santa Barbara Island, San Nicolas Island, and Catalina. And that was a Tongva greeting you, welcoming you to the neighborhood. And this is a very exciting day for all of us, not only the crew, Venice, but Southern California. I couldn't say it better than what was just said. But in this moment right now, I want us all to just slow down and give yourself permission to take in the beauty of this land and the ocean, the healing effect of the water. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and breathe in deep through your nose and out your mouth, and again, and out your mouth. This gives us the time to process the next step, which is gifts. And in our culture, we give gifts. And the gift I'm going to give you is a word. Your writers know very much the power of words. They can heal, they can destroy. But my word I'm going to give you is a word that is happy. 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. So anytime you're on this job with your Baywatch family and you see someone that's discouraged or stressed out or tired, I want you to say 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, because that's going to remind you of right now, this is the starting point to good things that are going to happen. And now that we're all calibrated, let's do a blessing. We face the light and greet the day. Oh, my Creator, show me the way. And all the members of the Baywatch family, thank you for another day filled with beauty of the earth. And keep us safe, out of harm's way. Take away our fear. Give us strength to meet the day. And help us be a blessing, passing kindness along the way. 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙.
All right. Thank you to Greg and to Matt and Christina. That was lovely. Welcome everybody to this wonderful blessing. We're very, very thankful to be here. Thank you to our first responder families. I see the police force over there. Thank you boys very much. Thank you to the firefighters. Thank you to the lifeguards. Delighted to be shooting here in California. A couple things about this tower. We stand today on ground that has known human footsteps for thousands of years. Long before the lifeguard towers, long before the cameras, long before the name Baywatch was ever spoken, this shore belonged to the Tongva people. Thank you, Christina. They called this land Guasha, and they called the sea their provider, their boundary, their sacred mirror. We are on their ancestral home. We honor them now, and we carry that obligation forward. Thank you. The 𝗕𝗥𝗧 were the original stewards of this coast. They did not seek to conquer the ocean. They sought to understand it. They knew that the Pacific gives with great generosity and takes with great indifference. There is no malice in riptide. There is no cruelty in a wave that breaks at the wrong moment. The sea simply is what it is, vast, beautiful, and without mercy. The 𝗕𝗥𝗧 knew this truth deeply, and they built their lives in beautiful, courageous relationship with it. That wisdom, the wisdom of watching the water, of reading what the eye can barely see, of standing ready at the boundary between the living and the lost, that wisdom did not vanish. It passed down through the ages and took a new form. It found its way into this station, into the red shorts and into the rescue can, Greg. It found its way into every lifeguard who has ever run barefoot across this sand. And it found its way into the vision of this man. Greg Bonann, I want to speak your name clearly and with gratitude. You didn't just create a television show. You were a lifeguard first. You worked this beach. You swam this water. You pulled people from the grip of something that didn't want to let them go. And you said, this story deserves to be told. Not just once, not just here, but everywhere for everyone for as long as people love the ocean. Greg Bonann. Guys, Baywatch at its heart is not about glamour. It is about the ancient covenant between a guardian and the sea. It is about the human being who stands at the edge of chaos and says, not today, not on my watch. Greg, you understood that the lifeguard is a continuation of something primal and profound. The protector at the threshold, the one who knows the water and refuses to let it win. Thank you for seeing that. Thank you for showing it to the world. And thank you for never forgetting that this started right here. And I'd like to point out what was already stated, but guys, there is nothing more beautiful on this earth than the Pacific in the afternoon light. The way it moves like something alive, like something that breathes, the color of it, the sound of it, the way it stretches until it becomes the sky. Every person who has ever stood on this shore and felt small has also felt in the same moment strangely complete. That is the grace of the ocean. It puts us in our proper place, and somehow that feels like a gift. But we also must speak the truth the 𝗕𝗥𝗧 knew. The ocean is not tame. It has taken good people, strong swimmers, experienced surfers, children who waded in too deep while their parents looked away for a single second. The sea doesn't pause for grief. It doesn't apologize. Lifeguards and all first responders know this and embrace the challenge every day. We simply can't thank you enough. The ocean is enormously, indifferently powerful, and that is precisely why this station exists. And from this lookout stands the lifeguard, the human answer to courage in the face of great natural power. They say, I will watch, I will be present, I will not look away. When the water takes someone, I will go in. That is heroism, and it is duty powered by profound love. Thank you all very much for that. Today we bless this station, this new house, for that ancient purpose. We dedicate it to the 𝗕𝗥𝗧, whose reverence for this coastline laid the spiritual foundation for everything that has happened here since. We dedicate it to Greg Bonann, who turned a lifeguard's experience into a story that circled the globe and brought millions of people face to face with this shore, with this sea, and with this calling. We dedicate it to every lifeguard who has ever worn the red, who has ever scanned these waters and chosen to be ready. And we dedicate it to the city of Los Angeles. This city could use a smile, and we're gonna give it to you. And we certainly dedicate it to the ocean itself in all its beauty, in all its ferocity, in all its grace, and all its danger. The ocean doesn't need our dedication, but we are better people for offering it. Welcome back to the beach. Welcome back to joy. Welcome to Baywatch. Let's have a good time and bring that smile to Los Angeles. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Miss G. I'm going to ask you to hang in here for 30 seconds. Tracy Park is parking, and we patterned the character Shawnee after her, and there she is. She put us together, Fernando, Tracy Park, and I, and then stepped back. She's a behind-the-scenes lady and let this all happen. And then kept guiding us as we needed help with this facility. So here we are, thanks to Natalie, and also, is Tracy here? And Tracy Park, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't seen her in a while myself, so forgive the big hug.
What's up, Baywatch? You know, I gotta say, when Greg came to me 18 months ago and said, what do you think about a modern reboot of Baywatch right here in Venice at this iconic lifeguard headquarters? The only possible answer was hell yes. Whatever it takes, whatever mountain has to be moved, we are going to do this and we are going to get it done. We are so incredibly excited for this opportunity, Greg, that you have made this vision, this idea into a reality that is an investment in our local economy and jobs and keeping this iconic, world-famous brand right here in Los Angeles, in Venice, where it belongs. It took a village to make this happen. Behind the scenes, from working with our lifeguards in county beaches and harbors, to the mayor's office and her team, our own city rec and parks, site visits, inspections, coastal development permits, film and tax credits. It has been an incredible long journey. But to see the results of that hard work coming to fruition today, having this moment, getting to celebrate the incredible work that in 14 days, IATSE production workers built this incredible set. This is going to redefine our Venice coastline, our landscape, and it is such an honor to be part of this love letter to the California coastline. Congratulations to the entire Baywatch team. We couldn't be more proud to have you right here in Venice. Thanks, guys.
Thank you all. We're done. That was awesome. We start shooting Monday. Yeah, Monday. You'll see us on the air in September on Fox. Our new family members. Thank you all for being here. Drive safe, drive careful, and we'll see you on the air.
And my truck.
He met a newbie.
He's going to do junior lifeguard.
But it sounded like everybody's.
And I was like, a newbie? Junior lifeguard program?
Ha ha ha.